Hi everyone, welcome to Search Online Academy. This is Ezekiel Chimano. Today I'm going to take you through question number 3. This is a continuation from question 1A, 1B, question 2. So you have to go and look for those videos for those questions. So the question for today is this question number 3. So the question says that create a superclass student and two subclasses. So before you go anywhere, here in Java, whenever you heard about superclass and the subclasses, you have to think about inheritance. This is inheritance, guys. So what is inheritance in Java? Inheritance in Java, you can take it as a mechanism in which one object acquires all the properties and the behavior from a parent class, or from the parent object. What are we saying? It's like we are creating a new class from the existing classes. So there are rules in inheritance, guys, that you have to know, that the parent class cannot have what I'm trying to say is this. The subclasses can have only one parent class, but the parent class can have as many subclasses, as many subclasses. Yeah, that's it, guys. So I think that's all about inheritance. So also I forgot to tell you something. You have to know that whenever you use inheritance, you have to know that to show that it is inheritance, you use a keyword called extends. Yeah, that's the keyword that you have to use. So let's move on with our question. So we have to create a superclass student and two subclasses. Okay, I think I didn't tell you about a superclass. A superclass is just the parent or the class being inherited from. Yeah. So two subclass, undergrad and the grad. The superclass student should have the following data members. Okay, in your superclass student, you must have these data members: name, ID, grade, age, and address. The superclass student should have at least one method, which means it must have a method. So this method is a boolean, which means it is going to return a boolean, and is named as is passed, and it is going to take only one parameter or argument, which is the double, and it is a grade. The purpose of the is passed method is to take one parameter, yes, which is grade, with the value between, guys, you have to not to forget these restrictions. Grade with the value between 0 and 100, and check whether the grade has passed the requirement for passing a course. Yeah, which in the student class, this method should be aimed as an abstract method. Okay, we have another new term here, which is called abstract method. Here in Java, you have to know that an abstract method is just a method without implementation. You just going to create it, but it is going to not have an implementation. And you have to know that whenever you put an abstract method in that class, automatically that class is going to be an abstract class. If you are not understanding what I'm talking about, I think you have to do a further research about an abstract class. But also you have to know that if you are not going to do it correctly, you are going to have a chain of endless abstract classes. So be sure that all classes that are going to be linked, they should be at least one class which is going to implement all the abstract methods, or those abstract methods must be overridden at some stage in the class which are going to inherit from that parent class with the abstract method. I think that's all about the abstract method. So the two subclasses, grad and undergrad, will inherit all data members, yes, which means these data members of the student must be public or use the default access level so that they can be accessed by the class which is inheriting from by the subclasses, I mean, and override the method is passed, yeah, which means grad and undergrad must override this abstract method, so that those classes themselves, they cannot be abstract classes. For the undergrad class, if the grade is above 70, then is passed returns true, which means someone now had passed the course. Otherwise it returns false, which means it must return what? A false. For the grad class, if the grade is above 80, which means that's a pass, that's why is passed, that method returns true, otherwise it returns a false. Create a test class, which means we need another method, another class, which is going to be the fourth class, called the test method, which means okay, for your three classes in the test class, create one grad object and one grad undergrad object and test your methods, which means in the test class, that's where we are going to find our main method. Why? Because this is the class which we are going to where our execution of this program is going to begin. So you have to know that the test method is going to be the public method, the public class or the main class of this whole for this whole problem. Also, you have to know that this student class is going to be an abstract class. Why? Because it is going to contain an abstract method called what? Code is passed. Yeah. So let's go to our program. So let's create a new project, and I'm going to name it let me say student graduate one, just like this. Then I'll say finish. Let me wait for it to create our new project. Just have patience with my machine, guys. Okay. Wow, come on. Okay, done. Oh guys, I forgot to do something about this. Our main class should be called what? Test. Okay, so here I have to change the package name to test. Exactly. Okay, that's the main class. Here we need a super class called the student. Okay, here, and I am going to name it as an abstract class student, like this. And this class must have some data members as name, ID, which means string name, string ID as it is given, but we know that naming variable like this is in it is not in accordance with the naming conventions of variables. It must start with a small letter, but here our problem had already stated our name of that variable like that, so we are going to just leave it like that. And then we have a grade. I'm going to give it a double type, and then age, I'm going to give it an integer age, and then address, I'm going to give it a string, and then address, and then this is our superclass. Then we have a method called, which is going to be a boolean. Okay, boolean. Okay. Boolean is passed, and it is going to take only a double, only one parameter called grade. Okay, it must not be implemented, it must be an abstract method. I'm sorry, here I must mark it abstract, yeah, like this. Here, if I was not going to name this abstract by default, here it was going to tell me that student is not abstract and does not override abstract method is passed in student. So which means I must make it an abstract class. Okay, this is our super class, guys, and then we need two subclass which will be inheriting from the superclass student, which means it's we are going to come up with the two classes called undergrad and the grad, yeah, which is undergrad and the grad. Here it's class undergrad. We use extend keyword to show that this class undergrad is actually inheriting from student class. So student, like this. And here, guys, I told you that if a class inherits from an abstract class, it must implement all the methods which are all the abstract method in this class. Otherwise, this class by default is also going to be an abstract class. So look here, it is telling me that undergrad is not an abstract and it does not override the abstract method, which means I have to override the method. Otherwise, this class must be also a what? Must be also an abstract class. Okay, I think it is all clear on this issue. And then here, after this, that's where we have to implement our method is passed from this statement here. The two subclasses, grade and undergrad, we will inherit all data members of the student class and override the method is passed. Okay, yes. So here we have to implement our method is passed. So I can simply come here and say implement all abstract methods. Then it will do all things for me. Okay, I have to remove all this. Okay, you see that it is override this method. Okay, here it's an error of okay, this one, because it's a boolean, it have to return something. Okay, so I have to implement this method. So how am I going to implement it? I have to follow the instructions here. For the undergrad class, if the grade is above 70, then it is passed returns true, which means if our grade is above what 70, so here I must have let me say a boolean, let me call variable, let me call it status, which is equal to initially, let me initialize it to false, and then my method must return this variable status. Okay, So what am I going to do? I'm going to say if grade is greater than or equal to 0 and grade is less than or equal to 0, this restriction I'm actually taking it from here, because it is said the purpose of the is passed method is to take one parameter grade value between 0 and 100 and check whether the grade has passed the requirement for passing a course. So here I'm saying if the grade is between 0, okay, and 100, yeah, if the grade is between 0 and 100, then you do something else. I have to print a statement here saying invalid grade. If you put something like which is not within the range 0 to 100, then that mark or that grade is invalid. So here what I'm going to do here, now I'm going to test if what, if the grade is above 70, then I can say I can set this boolean variable to true, which means you have passed the course. So if what, if grade is greater than that, which means above is greater than 70, then status must be set to true. Yes, otherwise it is going to be remain like as false as it is, then here it will return false. But if the grade is greater than 70, which means that is above 70, then it is going to return what, true here. Then now I have to move on. Okay, yeah, this is this class. So sorry. Okay, let me create another class called grad. I need another class called grad, which is going to extend also student. And in this class I have to implement the EasyPassed method here. For the grad class, if the grade is above 80, then EasyPassed returns true, otherwise return false. So I have to come here and say okay, I have to say public boolean is passed. Then here I'm going to put double grade like this. Boolean is passed double. Okay, here is double. Yeah. Then here the implementation of this method is just as the same like that we have done here, but only here is the only value that I have to change, so that whenever the mark or the grade is above 80, then it must return true, otherwise it must return false. So I have to only change here where there is a 70 here. So I'm going to copy all this code as it is. Okay, return, okay, as it is, and then paste it here inside this. Okay, this variable has not been declared, so I have to declare it here. Boolean status, you must be equal to false. Okay, so here I have to change here and put in 80.0, because it's a double. That's why I'm putting a comma 0 there. It's just a double. Okay, then yeah, I think that's all. Let me see here. So I have to create a test class for your 3 classes in the test. Okay, in the test class, create one grad object and one undergrad object and test your methods. For each object, provide a grade and display the results of the is a passed method. Okay, what are they trying to say? I have to go in my test class and in the main method, and then I'll create an object for each and every class, or for each and every subclass. Then I'll test the is passed method if it is working correctly, and after that I have to print out, I have to display, I have to pass a value here where it is, yeah, on this grade. I have to pass a value and then I have to display the output, if it is true, if it is false. So that's the requirements from this statement. So I have to go back here in my test method. I have already created my test method when I created the when I change the name of this class. So okay, not here. I have to come here and create my objects. For undergrad, I have to create a new object. Let me say undergrad u. Let's say Anna must be assigned to new keyword undergrad, or like this. Then grad, then grad must be equal to new grad. Okay, then I have to invoke its passed method using these 2 objects that I have made. So I'm going to say and to here. You see that in this, okay, I'm able to invoke this method, yeah, like this. And here you see that I have to pass a parameter. I have to pass a value here. This is the value which is being asked here, that it provide a grade and display the results. So I'm going to provide a grade here, like let me put here a 60, and then grad dot is passed, and I'm going to provide a 60 there. Here, if I do this, I'm not going to meet this statement, the requirements of this statement, because I have to display the result. So how to display the result? Because this thing is going to return true or false, I have to print out true or false on the console. So I have to use the print line statement like this. Then I'll pass this thing. I have to pass this thing in this method. I'll put it inside here like this. And also I have to take this one and put it inside a print line statement. Okay, and I'll take this one and I'll put it inside here just like this. Yeah, I think that's all that was being demanded by this question. So if I run this, let's test this method. Okay, and you see here it is returning false from the undergrad method, and the false here from the implementation from the graduate from the grad class. Why? Because here, if you look, the question was saying if it is 70 here from the undergrad, if it is above 70, it is going to return true. Otherwise, it is going to return false, which is true because I have put a 60 here. And also here I've put a 60, which is below 8. That's why it returns a what? A false. And if I'm going to put here a 71, and here 81, and if I run this, you see it returns a true. Why? Because the 71 that I've put here is above 70, and 81 here is above 8. So I think that's all about this question, guys. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, so keep supporting me. I love you all. I think for today that's all that I was prepared for you. So on next video I'm going to do a video on the question number 4 here. So keep watching, guys. Thank you for giving me your time.